Good morning, Super Secret Breaks here for a retrospective of all the sets from the Life on Mars theme. Today we're having a look at the set 7313 Red Planet Protector, released in 2001. It has 188 parts as well as one character. Our character is a Martian and their name is Centauri, just like the constellation. Let's have a closer look at Centauri now. So the Martian characters are made of mainly battle droid parts for the torso and the arms. Here we have a blue battle droid torso as well as teal battle droid arms. The head is a teal special molded Martian head that is clipped to the torso. The legs are special molded also for Life on Mars in blue. It is worth noting that there are no anti-studs at the back of the legs, only at the bottom of the feet, and so it is really hard to sit them on a studded surface. They can be seated, of course, they can bend the legs like so, but they cannot clutch to a studded surface. Now, let's have a look at the vehicle. The Red Planet Protector. What a vehicle. It's actually a mech, which I really like, but let's keep that for the end of the video. So we have a mech that has hip articulation. It can rotate freely. It's actually pinned, as you can see, right there. Up. Near the hips, we have two hinge plates right there that allows the legs to open like that. We have finger-locked hinges for the legs. This part just keeps popping off. We'll come to it later. Up, so we can extend the leg, and there's no knee articulation, but we can pop it out because there's a double pin for that. More on that later. And finally, for the feet on the ankle, we can put them like this. So there's not a lot of poses that we can take. What happened there? Yeah, that we can take with this mech. If we look closely, so this is standing straight. We can lean forward a bit, but then it's gonna fall, doesn't hold. So the only thing you can do is try to play with the leg once splayed. So if you do that, it's able to then lean forward like that. And then you adjust the feet, and this goes well. If you don't, then you see that it tends to fall backwards. Thankfully, there are two accessories here on the hips, and they have the perfect height to provide extra support. I don't think they're supposed to be that in law, but they are actually helpful. And yeah, if you try to spray a bit more, you can just have a mech seated on the floor, just like that. So let's go back up. And let's have a look at those accessories. So those accessories, and yeah, so the feet are actually really hard to keep, because okay, I wanted to talk about that in the last section of the video, but these finger locking mechanism have such a grip, especially since we have two of them, that it's really hard to extend them. Like you have to force it. And that means that whatever is supporting, like gripping to them, has a tendency to break off, especially at the level of the feet. In any case, I wanted to have a look here at the hip accessories. So they can pop out also, they are pinned. And those accessories have some sort of blaster, as well as an engine. It is worth noting that this part right here, the engine part, is exclusive to the Life on Mars film. It was introduced for Life on Mars and hasn't been used since. It can also be split in two. And this propeller in blue is exclusive to this set. We'll clip it here. Because it is clipped here, that means it can be angled up and down, so we can use them as guns, maybe. Space guns. We have right here a print that is exclusive to the set. This print right here was introduced in 1999 in the set 7171 Mozespa Pod Race, and has been only used in the Life on Mars sets after that. Okay, now let's have a look at the cockpit section. We have what could be two arms here. They are actually clipped, so you can take them apart, and they can be angled up and down. But thankfully, because there's no friction, they won't hold. Same for these ones. But thankfully, we have here a mechanism to lock them in place. You can see that it keeps the tile in sand blue right here in place. By the way, this part in sand blue, exclusive to this set. And so yeah, you can open the locks and then have them go pew, 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 pew. Are they guns or are they maybe sensories? We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Right, here we have one of those wing part that can go up and down, and yeah, I wanted to have a closer look at this part. Let me open it. So this is a Scala part. It was introduced in the Scala film. There's actually only a handful of these, 6. There are actually 6 of these in all the sets ever. So 5 of them in Scala sets. And in dark gray, it is exclusive to this set. You can see that we have anti-studs here, which means that we can clip something, but they are very far apart, right? And so if you want to clip a stud, you have to put it sort of in between the anti-studs, right there. And on the other hand, we have a flower-like pattern right there. And surprisingly, this works as if it was 4 studs. So you can clip it there. So those Scala parts were a bit weird, but they are system compatible, and so it was used here. Just worth mentioning. Finally, the driving section right here has a canopy part that is actually was introduced for the Life on Mars film, but has been used since in sets until 2006 when it was retired. We have a logo right here that is supposed to be some sort of tracking screen, or it could be it can be seen as the logo of this vehicle, because it is mainly found on this vehicle. Yeah, so we can open the canopy, and here we have a handle that is hinged. And the idea here is we have 4 studs here, but the Martian minifigures characters cannot grip to studs. So what we do is we have to use the handlebars right there, clip the hands of the Martian, and then finally we can angle it back inside, right? It's a tight fit actually, right? So you angle it back downside, you make sure that the head is well hidden, and then you can close the cockpit. And that's how our Martian is piloting the mech. Last but not least, the back is composed with 2 of these flexible hoses, and these parts are a nightmare that they just keep popping out. So there's a stud on one hand and an anti-stud on the other hand. So the anti-stud here is clipped at the top on the headlight bricks, and the stud is clipped on the Technic brick, like so. And yeah, the connection is not great. It keeps falling apart on me. Okay. So this is not it for that set. There's actually more. If we have a look at the instruction leaflets, I just wanted to mention, since we're here, briefly. So we have the Mars planet over here, looming, then some Mars scenery. And here we have a line in the Martian soil, as well as a scrap of metal, as if a shuttle, a space shuttle, had crash landed nearby. Yeah, as if. Yeah, probably stick around for the next couple of videos until I do a collection video of all the Life on Mars sets, where I put them together, and maybe we'll have a look at the storyline behind this. Yeah. So the reason I was here with the instruction is we have built our set right there, and what it has is the possibility to be split apart in many sections. So you see, we can remove the arms, the engines, the legs, even the legs, yes. And when you do, you can combine them and get a little flyer, right? You got the instructions here to do that. We'll do just that right now. So we need to remove everything. And this is one of the strengths of the Life on Mars theme, was that most of the vehicle were modular. So in this one, it's quite great that it is modular with itself. So the set can be changed, transformed into something else. The other sets, not so much, but this one, yes. And yeah, they can also combine together. We'll have a look later. Yeah, and so that's it. Let's have a closer look at this. So now we have a flying spaceship, which is great. I love it. So we got the big engines right there. Again, we can angle them up and down to fire with the blasters and the space cannons. We can lock them back in place. And finally, the tail is just one of those legs that was just clipped and then angled. And it is quite swooshable too. Okay. And the last thing we're going to say is, as I mentioned, if you have this set and other sets, you can combine them and make some great combination. We're not gonna check them in this video because we're going to just focus on this set. But in the collection video where we have a look at all the sets combined, we're going to try all the combinations we can. In my opinion, this is a good set. Okay, it's not great because there's a couple of drawbacks that just hold it back. But it is good because you can recombine it, which is great. I love Lego mechs, and yeah, this one is a good example. Articulation wise, it's not too great, so that would be my issue. We have two problems here with the articulation. Is the finger locking mechanism is just too strong. It means that whenever you try to pose your vehicle, your mech, is going to break some stuff, especially at the feet. Like you can see that this is too strong, and then all the clutch power from these bricks and plates are not enough to keep it in place. So that's not good at all. Yeah, it is flimsy, as you have seen. We have, so because of the finger locking mechanism, yes, but also the hoses at the back, and there are some parts that keep breaking on me, so that's a bit frustrating. And finally, in terms of posability, it's actually not that brilliant. You cannot make many poses. You can make it sit down, up. You can make it stand, but because there are no articulation, you cannot do much. Like displaying of the legs is a brilliant idea to add movements on that line right here. It's great, and it means that in terms of stability, it's much better. But yeah, you don't have much posability here. You cannot put the legs backwards and put it in a walking pose. Like how do you do that? See, it doesn't have the stability to allow you to do a pose. And it's the same for the arms. There are no arms here. I want to make with arms. So yeah, that's a bit of a mess. Still, it's a good set. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want this set to do more? Does it do enough for you? Let me know. In any case, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did. I post new content every Wednesdays, sometimes on Saturdays. So click the subscribe button if you want to get notified when they come out. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Okay, one last thing. There's this mystery part included in the set. I have no idea what it is for. If you do know, I would be really interested to know what it does, what it's used for. So yeah, give me a shout in the comments.